We are supporting them because this is a moral fight, a fight worth fighting with every tool at our disposal. A fight for the fundamental value that voters should get to choose their leaders, not the other way around. Now, our message today is simple. It didn't have to be this way. It did not have to be this way. But Governor Greg Abbott, he could have simply picked up his pen to directly support individuals and families affected by the devastating floods in Kerr County. He didn't. He could have said no to Donald Trump and refused to redraw the electoral map in Texas. He didn't. It's clear that Republicans would rather play politics with our elections than support flood victims. They'd rather cheat than try to campaign on their failing record, a failing record which, by the way, includes voting for Trump's budget bill, which rips away health care for up to 1.7 million Texans. Republicans are running scared that voting for this monstrosity will make them lose their majority, and it certainly will, which is why they're trying to disenfranchise Texas voters by packing and cracking them into districts to dilute their voting power, a clear and blatant violation of the Voting Rights Act. Now, I want to be very clear about this. The Trump-Abbott gerrymander is a test case for the rest of the country. What Republicans are trying to do in Texas is a model for other red states to lie, cheat, and steal their way to victory. They don't give a damn about the will of voters or their needs. In fact, they'd rather bend the knee to Donald Trump in Washington, D.C. than advocate for Texas. It's insulting, it's shameful, and it's wrong. And as I've said, Democrats are going to fight this tooth and nail, and until the will of the voters is respected. This is not the Democratic Party of your grandfather, which would bring a pencil to the knife fight. This is a new Democratic Party. We're bringing a knife to a knife fight, and we are going to fight fire with fire. We cannot, we will not let Republicans succeed in their efforts to gerrymander the map and tilt the election in their favor. I want to thank all of those who are here in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in the Texas House Democratic Caucus who have broken quorum to prevent this illegal Republican gerrymander from going through. And with that, it is my great honor to introduce one of those brave patriots, true patriot, State Representative Ramon Romero from Fort Worth.
Thank you, Chair Martin. My name is Ramon Romero, Jr., State Representative, District 90 in Fort Worth, Texas, and also Chairman of the Mexican American Legislative Caucus, the oldest and largest Latino caucus in the United States of America. So right now, there's folks saying that we walked out. And I think everyone behind me will say, we're standing up, and as Texans would say, we're standing tall. There's others that are saying and warning us that they're going to arrest us or make us pay fines. I'll pay that price for America. And I think everyone behind me would say they would do the same. That would be a very small price to pay for what we would save for these Americans that have fought so hard and against the maps that aim directly at black and brown voices. Tomorrow marks 60 years since the Voting Rights Act was signed into law, and that law that was born out of sacrifice of people bleeding, marching, and even dying for the right to vote. And now here we are one day before that anniversary, watching Trump try to destroy it. That power grab by Trump and Abbott doesn't just have the goal of getting 5 more seats in Congress. It has another goal, a goal more sinister than that. And that is to make people believe that their vote doesn't really matter. That's why it's all of our fight, just like it was 60 years ago. LBJ signed that law. He was a proud Texan willing to stand up and fight for the sake of a better America. In a very difficult time, many of us remember what it was like prior to integration and remember those fights. They were not anything we want to go back to. I had my femur broken when I was 4 years old, just for being in the wrong place, thrown off of my own porch, broken because of those race wars. It's a day we should never want to go back to. That's what's being created right now when you shut a community out. Americans previously silenced through the era of segregation and a lack of basic human rights in a nation that was founded by principles of freedom and liberty, and yes, justice for all. That's what LBJ fought for, even though he knew he would lose the South. We don't have that kind of leadership in Texas anymore. We have a follower. You know, we fought a fight this year as Governor Abbott had his voucher scam to remove public school dollars and send them to private schools. And he was losing. He made a call to Trump. Trump, I need your help. And those people on the Republican side, they folded. So what we have today is Governor Abbott receiving the call from Trump and repaying that favor. And that's a damn shame. So today, we Texans, we're doing something we don't normally ask for. We're asking for help. Maybe just as they did back in the days of the Alamo when they asked the rest of the country to come and join in on this fight. So we do ask you to join this fight because we're defending the rights of all Americans to value their vote and never be discouraged by way of a map drawn to say that your vote doesn't matter. We live in a blessed land, in a land that's for all, for freedom above all. So I want to thank you today, Governor Pritzker, for welcoming us in Illinois. And Lieutenant Governor Stratton, thank you for that beautiful message. And I don't know your daddy at 92 years old, but I love that man already. DNC Chair Martin, thank you for everyone in D.C. Thank you for everybody that's come out on this fight. Lisa Hernandez, thank you for welcoming us as well, and all the Texas congressional members that are standing behind us. And now I want to welcome somebody that's famous in many ways, and a very gifted speaker, a very passionate human, my colleague Barbara Gervin Hawkins, leader of the Legislative Black Caucus. Yeah.
Thank you, Ramiro. I want to talk to America. America, this is not a Texas fight. This is an American fight. And we need each and every one of you involved and engaged. I'm Barbara Gervin Hawkins, State Representative out of San Antonio, Texas. I'm also chair of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus, and I'm on the Redistricting Committee. So I've seen firsthand what my colleagues are attempting to do. I'm proud to be here in Illinois with my colleagues who've given up and have sacrificed a lot. Jobs, family, being caregivers. It's been a challenge. And people say, what are you doing in Illinois? We're here understanding that we do have real allies, allies who's also willing to sacrifice for us. I also want to talk to my colleagues, my Republican colleagues in Texas. You wrong for this. You wrong for this. You already have the governor's office. You're the majority in the Senate, the majority in the House. What more do you want? What more do you want? You have the power. It is time